We all have builds that we hate. We just laid down the canvas for a brand new area in our forever world, Pinto Point. As we reflect on the flaws in our previous builds, we are confident that we have the opportunity to make this place even better. Join us as we transform this blank canvas into a beautiful landmark whilst learning from our previous builds.
We have just built this beautiful chunk of land right on the ocean. Waves pounding on the shore, stunning sunsets. It's absolutely begging for builds. No, not a Walmart, no massive parking lots. How about a quiet seaside town? A place where you would take up a good book and read under a tree. We want to capture that sleepy small town feeling, and a lot goes into making a place feel alive. Let's start giving Pinto Point its character. Hello and welcome. I'm Apples.
I'm Beehns.
And here we are up on the Pinto Point, and oh my gosh, it is absolutely gorgeous here. And if you guys are new to our channel, right now is a absolutely perfect time to hit that subscribe button because we are getting ready to work on Pinto Point, this brand new area that we've just laid down the canvas to. Now we're getting ready to put a bunch of builds on it, and I cannot wait.
Yes, so excited.
It's absolutely gorgeous here. Look at Mount Langley and Beehns Bay.
I love it.
Speaking of Beehns Bay, in the intro we mentioned that we want this place to be a sleepy coastal town. And you'll be like, yo, well, Beehns Bay is a coastal town, but Beehns Bay definitely has some commercial stuff going on. You have a ton of these fishing boats, you have inns, fancy inns, you have restaurants, places to eat, bakeries, all that sort of stuff. And whoa, look at the sunset. So pretty. Let's not get distracted here. We want Pinto Point to be very sleepy. We want this place to be run down. Maybe the people who have lived here have just been living here for their entire lives.
There's probably a lot of old people.
Yeah, lots of old people. A place of routine, I guess. And in this episode, we want to get started on everything that will give Pinto Point its character, like some buildings, some paths that will wind their way down to the ocean, some foliage, of course. We want the foliage to be different than Beehns Bay. The pine trees are absolutely lovely, but I don't know. I don't think this place would have pine trees. It seems much more open, I guess. We have so much to do this episode, but we made some mistakes in Beehns Bay. We kind of want to do some reflection so we don't make them again in Pinto Point. Let's put a critic's hat on and take a look at Beehns Bay.
Beehns Bay was our first project entirely documented on YouTube. As Beehns Bay grew in size, we also grew as YouTubers and builders. As much as we adore Beehns Bay, we also have aspects that we dislike. As you improve your building skill, your old builds start to not as great. I'm sure many of you guys can relate to that. With our critic hats on, Beehns Bay starts to show its flaws. The hardest part for us to move on from is actually the first wharf we built. In that time, we were grappling with the moral dilemma of using a world copy. We love building by hand. We try to build freehand in survival as much as we can. At that time, we felt that using a world copy would take away from the authenticity of our world. Well, our stubbornness came back to bite us as the wharf turned out a lot smaller than we anticipated, causing the buildings that went on the wharf to be tiny. We also found that adding texturing to small builds was really challenging. After being dissatisfied with the scale of the first wharf, we went on to try to fix the issue by making the rest of the buildings very big. A little too big. As you walk through Beehns Bay, the varying sizes of buildings definitely throws off the immersion. Even with its flaws, we are still so proud of how Beehns Bay turned out, and we are so excited to show our improvement as builders. The best thing about building is that you can always get better.
All right, with what Bean just said in mind, I don't need this actually. I don't need my critical thinking hat on anymore. I need my builder's cap on. We need to keep the scale correct because Pinto Point is not very big at all. Actually, it's really tiny. And the first thing we're going to build today is going to be on this very obvious point. And honestly, this is not very big at all. What is it? It's like 15 blocks wide. Let's just get to building this. And if you guys haven't guessed what's going to go here yet, I guess you're about to find out, but it should be really obvious. here it is, the third lighthouse to our world, and oh my gosh, I love this one so much.
Yes, we have so many lighthouses. We just like keep on building them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, all of our world is, on the water, so it makes sense,
Oh, okay, yeah.
We have the
yeah.
one in the Tuscany village, and then we have the one by the Oak Hill Hostel. Both of which are good, but this one is by far the best. So let's go take a closer look. I think what makes this one the best is the location and the shape of it, honestly. It's on this beautiful point with all the rocks, so it makes really good sense. And then the shape is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, I love that the house part of the lighthouse is on the diagonal. It complements the land so well.
It does. It's just like conforms to the points, and it's just like, oh, it looks so good with the mountain as the backdrop and everything. So we fly in, and there's this fence, and I really, really like this fence design. It's been used a few times now, and it's just like, it's a little more fancier than the Minecraft fence. It's 2 blocks tall, and there's not so much going on, I guess. It's not as noisy as the Minecraft fence.
Yeah, definitely it's trying to keep you out because it's so tall. But speaking of keeping us out, let's actually go in because there's a break in the fence right now.
This is such a cool detail, Bean. I love that so much.
Thank you so much.
Cool. The Nantucket was here first, so we wanted to add some lore because it wouldn't really make sense to have 2 basically lighthouses right next to each other. So we decided to make this one abandoned because the Nantucket is already here, and maybe it's here because that this is abandoned. So if we head inside, ooh, yes, it's so lovely in here.
Yes.
I love making abandoned builds.
I loved making the interior of this build. It was so much fun working with like all these like rotting parts of the wood and the ceiling collapsing. I love the ceiling in particular. I love the fence gates as part of like some maybe structure, and then kind of gives way into thinner parts of the ceiling, and then the slabs. It just really gives a lot of depth into it.
It does, and I love this like little patch of light coming down and shining onto this little patch of flowers. And then you have like your kitchen in here. It's like, I love this little hole too. It's so cool. And then you can come into the next room, and there's the bedroom. It's
Maybe
very
a study.
decrepit in here. Yeah, the study. You have like the moss carpet, which it's like growing up here. And then you have the actual lighthouse, which we could go up here, but I don't think there's actually anything up there.
There's barrels.
There's barrels, yeah. Barrels, yeah, I love barrels. But yeah, this is a spiral staircase that goes all the way up. But now let's head outside and focus on the main structure. I'm going to go on the Nantucket to point things out, I guess. So from a distance, it looks really nice. All of the signs and metal bars and everything kind of just like blend together. But if you get closer, you'll see the finer details, and there's a lot going on. You have a ton of, the nether brick fences and chains to just kind of give the effect of this metal cage housing this little glass case where the light bulb would be, but it is abandoned, so it's burnt out. And as far as the actual structure goes, the tower is a little wider at the bottom, and then as it goes up, it just gets a little thinner, not too much, getting that effect using walls and glass. The absolute carry. We wanted to make the structure look abandoned, so we decided to go with some diorite, sandstone, even a little bit of clay in there and some birch logs just to give that very weathered look. And then I think the roof being the brick just adds a little contrast and complements it so well. We're starting to give this place a little character. It's starting to look a little better actually as I'm building on it now. But for Bean and I, what we really, really enjoy doing is adding foliage. Beans Bay is full of it, as you can see. And we really needed to get started on adding some trees and bushes and stuff. So yes, let's go jump right into that.
Despite not being entirely happy about Beans Bay, one thing that we do know we nailed is the trees. Here in Pinto Point, we want the trees and foliage to define the area, just like in Beans Bay. In our travels, Apples and I have noticed that a lot of beautiful views have a great tree. To really make Pinto Point perfect, we had to build some pretty perfect trees. Let's go check them out. All right, here are the first few trees of Pinto Point all done. I am loving how it's turning out so far. We've been using Mendocino as a kind of loose reference for Pinto Point. We used Google Earth to check out the cliffs in Mendocino last episode, but we've also noticed Mendocino has these beautiful coastal trees. They're actually the Monterey cypress, and we loved how they looked so much, and we definitely wanted to include them in Pinto Point.
These trees are absolutely gorgeous, and they're a little bit different than Beehns Bay's trees, They're actually quite a bit different. Beehns Bay only has pines, and these guys are very large and I guess like plump, would you say?
They're kind of like big and round and scraggly.
They are scraggly. They have a ton of open air, as you can see. They're gorgeous. How we made them is a little bit different as well. We made a ton of different branches, and then at the end of each branch, we had these little clusters of leaves where we're using a lot of leaves and a lot of the mossy cobblestone slabs to give them that kind of scraggly look, as you said. And then also, while we were cruising around on Google Earth looking for inspiration, we found that a lot of the trees in Mendocino had these kind of just like droopy down pale moss stuff. And I really like using this block. I feel like I don't use it enough.
It's always like really exciting when you get to use it.
It is absolutely exciting. And then if we head down the hill here just a little bit, we built another one of these guys.
We found it really challenging to get the scale right of these trees. You don't want to make our beautiful lighthouse too tiny by making the trees so huge, but then also you don't want to make the trees too small, because I feel like it's really hard to make small trees that look good. So I think we found the perfect middle ground here.
Oh yeah, definitely. We went through quite a few different iterations of trees trying to get the scale right, but I think we absolutely nailed it.
Well, we're still missing some things from Beehns Bay. We have the beautiful trees, but now we need to have the Beehns and Apples special. We need to add some foliage.
Alright, so I've been messing around with the foliage here for a little bit now, just trying to create some new colors by layering the foliage in layers, as you can see. But I don't know, it's looking very similar to Beehns Bay, and I have all of the new foliage, newish foliage in my inventory, and honestly, I can't really come up with anything new. What I have come up with, what I've liked, is relatively simple. I like the spruce leaves and the birch and maybe even some of the mangrove up there, just because it's super dark, I guess. And for the character of Pinto Point, it really depends on the foliage, in my opinion, and I want it to have a more grayish look to it. So right now, I can't really come up with anything, and what I do if I'm kind of running into a roadblock is I'll just go gather materials in the meantime. I think it's a good use of my time. So I'm gonna go do that, because boredom is the mother of invention. Alright, so I'm out here just in the Gravelly Hills biome doing some material gathering because Bean currently is really far away and I'm currently alone in the van. And I was playing, just doing what I was doing now, and I got this kind of feeling that I haven't gotten in a really long time. I'm quite a ways from all of the builds, quite a ways from Beehns Bay and Pinto Point and all of that. And I was just like, wow. This world is just, I'm so lonely. Bean's not here and all my builds are far away, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt this before, where you're just in a world and you're just lonely. And I think that feeling is especially amplified because right now, this is where I am. So here I am, I'm in the van, and I am just parked, camped here for the night, and I am just so incredibly remote right now. If anything bad happened, I would be so cooked. It's really lonely, but it's absolutely beautiful, and there's all of these small little gray bushes around, and they're actually quite inspirational. And yes, they grow in the desert, but bushes are everywhere. So let's go see what we can do in Minecraft. Hooray, Bean is back. We're back in the van. We're back on the road. We're back in the craft.
Hooray! I'm so happy to be back.
While you were gone, I was on the foliage quest because when we left off, the last time we recorded together, we had this going on. I came up with this, but this is just way too similar to Beehns Bay. So I came up with this. So while I was on my adventure driving all the way to Las Vegas, I saw a bunch of just like gray foliage, and the pale oak saplings are really pretty, and pale oak leaves are also really pretty. And The cool thing about the pale oak saplings is that as long as you don't plant them in the 4x4, I don't think they'll grow into the pale oak tree.
You don't think?
Yeah, I'm almost sure actually.
Oh, I hope they don't.
Yeah, I hope they don't. And I think combining the firefly bushes with the pale oak saplings, like if I go maybe something like this and then plant some of these in the back, and then, you know, maybe put some ferns back here as well, and then grow the ferns into like too tall, and then put even more of these, and then put even more of these. It could look pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks nice. I like the firefly bush inclusion because it's kind of like yellowing, like it's like about to die, and then these are like actually kind of dead.
Yeah, and then maybe I can like plant some green grass.
Very nice. Wait, how are you gonna include the bushes?
Okay, so for the bushes, I was kind of thinking, I'm gonna get rid of these for now. The bushes are pretty similar, I guess, sort of, kinda, to the birch leaves. And I also got some mossy cobblestone slabs in there just because, I don't know, they look cool. I don't know, it's like, this is gonna be a little hard. It might take some time for me to figure it out, if I'm being honest, just because these are so gray. Like if we go somewhere, like not under the shade of the tree, and I place these down with the birch leaves, it's just, I don't know, it's really gray. But wait, honestly, if I surround it in grass.
Oh, very nice. Oh no, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining.
Wait, this looks so good.
Might look especially good because of the rain though.
Oh, darn.
But okay, okay, wait, this is actually sick. Wait, hold up. This is cool. And then if I place maybe some of these around as well, and then some more grass. I like to place the grass in the front, and then
I like this. I was kind of skeptical about the mossy cobblestone, but it actually looks really good because it's kind of like it ties in the green from the birch with the gray of the pale moss leaf.
Yeah, dude, and the rain here is kind of nice.
It's kind of nice. It's fitting.
Yeah, and also wait, I wanted to show you something.
Okay,
I was just hanging out here and it was raining, and the rain comes through the hole.
Wait,
in
really?
your abandoned house, dude.
And it grows the flowers.
From dirt grows the flowers.
I like it so much.
And I love, this is so cool, dude. The water trickling down and watering the flowers.
Yes, it really accentuates the dark oak wood to make it look like water staining. I love it.
Does. We have so much foliage to do because Beehns Bay is covered in foliage, and I want Pinto Point to be covered in foliage. And what was with that? The tone shifts, dude. It's all warm over here. Oh, it's because the sun is setting. Okay, dude. So what do you think about the pale oak?
I absolutely love it. I was kind of skeptical about mixing in the birch, but I think it looks great, and the layered foliage really looks really good.
Sick. And I'll make these bushes on a bigger scale as well, and I think
Hooray.
it'll really come together. Okay, well, there is still something that we can split up. I can do the foliage, and you can start working on the paths.
Oh, good idea. Let's do that.
All right, sick. Oh yeah, Pinto Point is actually starting to get some character now, and I am absolutely loving it, dude. We added a lot of the foliage in here. We're not completely done with it, and then Bean absolutely cooked with this pathway. It looks so good.
Yes, I love the blocks that we've chose for the pathway. There's a lot of continuity between these blocks and the cliffs over there. Maybe, like the people were resourceful and they used what was around them. Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense. And just like the coral with the mycelium, they just work together so well. And when we do get around to it, maybe we'll do it on like a stream or something. We can place like grass on here too, and it looks like it's that's kind of encroaching on the path, as well as the mossy cobblestone, just to give it that really worn down old feeling. Especially it's on the coast too. It's very moist around here.
Yeah, the cracked bricks really make it feel like it isn't like super taken care of. It's just kind of here.
Yeah, it's just like totally getting started. And the path is great because it opens so much real estate for just like future builds to go all along here and over there and walk you down to the beach and stuff. Oh, it's so nice. And then also it'll take you right up to the lighthouse. And honestly, dude, we need a name for this lighthouse. I don't really want to name it Pinto Point Lighthouse because from the comments, I heard that Pinto Point in Portuguese means something a little funny. So let's not, name it that. Let's name it something, different, I guess. That's the idea. But okay. Other than that, we added so much foliage up in here, and this part right here, walking through here underneath these limbs of the cypress and then through the broken gate, that detail is so good. I love it so much. And then walking down through here and getting this view of Beehns Bay is just so good. I love it so much. I'm going to do it again. Like, look at this. Oh, yeah, dude. It's so nice. And then we're using the foliage to kind of guide the player. There's not any specific path block that we are using. I really, really like using foliage to guide the player. It's just so nice. But that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. And yeah, without further ado, cue the outro.
Hey, you made it to the outro. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. Let's take a look at some builds made by our very talented Discord members. If you are interested in joining our Discord and having a chance to get your build featured at the end of the next video, the link is in the description. We are super active on the Discord and we want to get to know you. Our Discord is also a great place to get feedback on your builds, ask for ideas, and share reference pictures. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, link is in the description.
To add on, if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. It helps us out a ton. Finally, if you would like to have this world for yourself, you can become a member. The link is also down in the description. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.
Goodbye, Internet.